My name is Jonathan Beare. I'm doing a job skill demo on how to use a power probe to test circuits in a circuit board like this. So first step is to always wear your PPE, always put on your safety glasses, which we got here. So we'll throw them on. And then you want a basics mechanic uniform, like so. And then you don't want any jewelry or anything on your hands or around your neck. That can short out a circuit and possibly risk you getting electrocuted. So we have, on the power probe here, we have a positive alligator clip and we have a negative. So we have to have a power source to run the power probe. So what we'll do here is we'll hook it up to a 12-volt battery, which it has to be 12 volts or greater to run the power probe. So what we'll do here is we'll put the positive and negative clips on the negative and positive side of the battery. So what we'll do here, we'll put that on like so. We'll throw that on there. And then, do you see the power probe light up? Here, I'll show you. So this is the alligator clip removed. So you know when you have greater power than 12 volts that will run the power probe is when you hook up the alligator clips to the battery. So we have 12.4 volts. So on the power probe here, we have a positive and a negative. So we could go see how much volts our power source is by just simply pressing the positive side. So we have 12.4 volts from our 12 volt system, which means we have enough power to run a power probe. So first, on a circuit, we'll do the backup alarm and the reverse light here. So first thing we want to do is you want to test the negative and positive on the circuit with the power probe here. There's a little pointy end where you can go ahead and touch these wires here. So what we'll do is we're testing the negative here. If you guys can hear that, that read 0.0 volts on our negative side, which means that's a good thing. That's what we want. We don't want any volts coming through our negative side. What we'll do now is we'll test the positive side on our circuit. So what we can do here, you guys can hear that, it read 12.4 volts. So that's telling me that we have power from our power source that's powering the reverse light and the backup alarm. Here's a live demonstration of it working. So that lets me know that that circuit is fine. It's pulling enough power from the battery and it's also working here. So another thing we can test on with the power probe, we'll go ahead and do the turn signals. As you can see here, those turn signals work. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and test the circuit on the turn signals on both sides and the brake lights. So what we'll do here is we'll take our power probe and you take your circuit. You want to test positive and negative, positive being red, negative being black. So we'll go ahead and test both sides. Take it here. So I'm testing the positive side, if you guys can hear that. That read 12.4 volts on my circuit board here. So that means I have enough power coming from my power source running to my turn signal circuit. That means I have enough power to power these lights here. So what we'll do is we'll test the negative side. That read 0.0 volts. So that lets me know that circuit's fine. That runs from, you have two wires, positive and a negative of course, that run to both of these circuits on the back of these lights. They're just little plugs and then it runs to the circuit, pulls power from here, and then you can test the circuit to see if there's any open wires, exposed wires, see if you have any power coming from your negative wires, which you shouldn't. See how many volts you have from your positive side. So you can test a lot of things with just the power probe. It is very, very useful tool. It'll save a mechanic many hours of time just by simply touching a couple wires and seeing if they have power on them. So what we got here is a starter. This is a live starter. So we'll go ahead and hook these up. This starter, in fact, does work. We'll go ahead and hook these up. Putting the alligator clips on positive and negative. We'll go ahead and hook that up. And then we'll hook back up our power probe to test circuits. So we'll put the black on the negative side of the battery, the positive on the red side of the battery, and then you can hear it powers it. See, watch. Powers it. Gives it power. So, again, we'll start over. See how many volts we have from our battery. 12.4 volts. That is awesome. That's what we need. So, as you can see here, our starter, in fact, does work. So, it's pulling enough power from the power source to power this starter. So that's awesome. So what we can do here, what's also very neat about a power probe is a power probe, if there's a broken wire, a split in a wire, anything like that, we can also power it just from this. As you can see here, I won't touch the key switch. I'll give the power supply to the power cable to the starter solenoid. So if you watch this, I'll just touch this and I'll get this starter to run. So we're taking our power probe, touching it, and then we're going to give it power. So if you can see there, all I did was simply press up on the positive side, and that gave power to the solenoid here, which makes the starter run. That concludes my job skill demonstration on how to use a power probe to test circuits in a circuit board and test broke wires, anything like that. So thank you for your time, and I appreciate you watching.